What's going on YouTube? Andrew here, and this week I wanted to do a dedicated video on funk and R&B guitar playing, both the tones that I go for when I'm playing this kind of music and different techniques that I employ when playing this kind of guitar. Let's check it out. Now the first thing I want to talk about is the tones. Right away I would grab a single coil guitar for this kind of music. If you have to play it on a humbucker guitar, I would suggest using the neck pickup and rolling the volume back just a little bit to cut out some of those mids if you can. But best case scenario, grab a single coil guitar. On a Stratocaster style guitar, which I really love, and you can check out the video that I just posted comparing my two Strats and the things that are different about them. Positions 2 and 4 are really your friend here. You know, position 2 is in between the neck and middle pickup, and position 4 is in between the middle and bridge. These positions are parallel blends of the pickup, so it gives you a little bit of like a scooped mid feel, and I think it sits in the mix really nice for this kind of rhythmic funk playing that I'm about to show you. In terms of the amp setup, I like to use a clean tone that's not squeaky clean. I like to have a little bit of grit on all of my clean tones. Check out the tone that I have right now. I'm gonna play some regular guitar stuff so you can hear how much gain it has. Now that much gain, it almost sounds like it might be too much, but once you put it in position 2 or 4, it really gives you this, it gives it just like a little more body. Now the great thing about this tone is that it really doesn't require a lot of pedals. I mean, if you wanted to maybe use a phaser pedal, you could obviously use a wah pedal, although be careful, don't overuse wah. So now moving into some techniques. The first thing that I want to explain, just as sort of a preface, is that for funk guitar, I really like to split the guitar in half. The top 3 strings, usually used for like chords and chord stabs and upstrokes, and the bottom thicker strings here, used for like almost pseudo bass line playing and single note playing, whether it's fast or slow or whatever. So something to consider when you're playing guitar in a band, in a mix with multiple, potentially another guitar player or a keyboard player, is that you don't always have to play full chords. You don't always have to play all 6 strings. Let me show you like this. Let's take a C major chord, for instance. You know, you could play, or you could play this, just the top 3 strings. Now I'll let you be the judge, but it's my experience from playing with bands that the second part, where I just played the top 3 strings, is the one that's gonna sit in the mix a little better. Alternatively, let me show you how I would play the part if I was just gonna play some of the bottom strings. The other thing that you can do here is play both at once, and let me show you how I would do that. Palm muting is an essential guitar technique. It's using the side of your hand here to lay it on the strings to create a mute so the strings don't ring out. They really just get the attack. They don't really sustain, if that makes sense. Just as an example, here's what it sounds like no palm muting. And here's what it would sound like palm muted. It really tightens up the sound. Palm muting is something that I think that you really should work on if it's not one of your strong things, because it's really gonna open up the possibilities of what you can play. Another technique that's worth mentioning that is something else that's sort of hard to describe, it's something that you just need to work on, is digging or snapping. It's something that I really like to do, especially on a Fender. Instead of just playing it like this, you dig in a little more and really snap the string back, really dig into the neck with a heavy hand. You want to use left hand muting, or, you know, if you're a left-handed guitar player, I suppose it would be right-hand muting, but you want to use this hand to mute the strings while this hand keeps going. You're not palm muting, because you're doing open strumming. This hand is the one that's deciding what chords come through and what is muted. Let me show you. Here's an exercise that you can use to work on this left hand muting technique. We're going to grab a C major chord here, just the top 3 strings now. We're just going to play the top 3. Our right hand is going to be playing a consistent 16th note rhythm, and the left hand is going to dictate when the chord is sounded and when it's muted. Check it out. You'll notice that these fingers are muting the strings that are fretted. That as well is a great technique. Just sit there, grab a chord, grab any chord, it doesn't matter what it is, but just grab a chord, work on a rhythmic pattern where the right hand doesn't stop, but you're able to bring notes in and out while filling in the middle with those rhythmic strums. That is an absolute pillar of funk and R&B guitar playing. The next technique I want to talk about is double stop runs. So this is something that you can do to spice up any of your playing, but I think it's extremely useful in funk and R&B playing. It's basically playing 2 strings at once. In this case, it's taking a single line that you might play just a single note and adding another note in tandem with it the entire time. So you're playing 2 notes in tandem all the way down. And let me explain what I mean. Take this pentatonic descending lick in C minor. Now you're going to team up each of those notes with another note to run down and double stop. I love the way that this sounds, and it sounds especially cool if you can get it up to speed. In that case, I'm using some thirds and I'm also using some fifths in terms of the intervals that I'm playing. You can mix it up. Go slow, start slow, and build it up to speed. Once you master these simple techniques, I hope that you'll be way more confident the next time you find yourself in a band situation where you have to play funk and R&B guitar. If you enjoy guitar-related content, please subscribe to my channel and ring the bell so you'll be notified when I post a new video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.